Hi, welcome to Genesis Engineers Academy. In this video, we are discussing simple machines. First, I will take up the lifting machines, law of machine. So what are the definitions of the words we are going to use? And first, you have to learn these words and the formulas before applying to the actual lifting machines. Why these are called simple machines? We don't have cumbersome machine parts. We use only 2 or 3 simple parts to have the advantage of that machine. First, so these simple machines are used for lifting the machines, or these machines can also be called as lifting machines, and these are particularly useful when you wanted to transport or when you wanted to move from one place to other place, or to have the motion, and by applying the less effort getting the more advantage. If you want to lift the tons of this one, and you can use making use of these lifting machines, we can get that is very good mechanical advantage. So first definition. So in this case, so our friends are W and P. So W is the load we have to lift, and the P is the effort by the humankind. So this is humankind, this is the weight to be lifted. So these two words, and what is called mechanical advantage. What is the advantage you get by putting or by designing or by making a simple machine? So that is a weight to be lifted by effort. If the effort is, if the load is 500 newtons and your effort is 50, then your advantage is 10 times. So you are reducing your effort by 10 times. That is the mechanical advantage. Okay, so this will not have any units. Next one is velocity ratio. Sometimes you wanted to lift to some distance. Okay, so by doing that, and if you wanted to move a body or a load to some height, you have to apply the load. As we pick up the bucket of water from the well, so the person is applying force on the rope, that we call it as effort, and the water, the bucket with water, that we call it as a load. Understand? So that is the distance moves. So the distance moved by the effort. So this is we need the distance moved by the effort by distance moved by the load. So here I have taken effort distance is small e, and load distance is small l. So if you move 1 centimeter, it moves 10 centimeters, then velocity ratio is 10. You understand? So this is the lifting purpose and this is the velocity ratio. If you combine both these two terms, we call that term as efficiency. What is meant by efficiency of a lifting machine? So it is the ratio of the output of the machine to the input of the machine. Any machine, N is equal, nu is equal to output by input. Okay, so what output you are going to get by supplying what input. Okay, so what is that output of the machine? Output of the machine is to lift the load, and input of the machine is to apply that effort. So the distance moved by the effort is E, and the distance moved by the load is L. Okay, So you have to understand this. What is the mechanical advantage? Load by, that is effort. Effort is human. Okay, load is the thing to be lifted. Velocity ratio, the distance moved by the effort by the distance moved by the load. Now, so the input of the machine is work done on the machine. Work done on the machine. This is by human beings, right? So this is the effort and the distance moved by the effort. So this is the human being, that is, he is going to apply this and he is going to move this as E. Okay, so this same thing. Next one is output of the work done by the machine. You are applying work done on the machine, that is human being, and the advantage of this one is work done by the machine. So that is load you are going to lift and the distance moved by the load, that is N. Okay, now efficiency is equal to W output, that is output, and it is your effort. And finally, so this is already we know, this is mechanical advantage, load by effort, distance moved by the effort, distance moved by the load, that is called velocity ratio. So this is efficiency of the machine. So you can take efficiency of a lifting machine is equal to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio. What is mechanical advantage? Load by effort. What is the velocity ratio? Velocity ratio is E by L, effort by load. Simple. So I am not using X and Y. I have to use simple E, effort, by this. So what is meant by ideal machine? So ideal person, ideal machine. So ideal machine, in this there is no friction. That is, so friction is one culprit which will reduce the efficiency of the machine, and because of this friction you have to apply the more effort. You understand? So there is a loss of some power, that is friction. So what is meant by ideal machine? So in a machine where there is no friction, we call that machine as ideal machine. Okay, so in this output is lesser than input, so the efficiency is less than 100%. That is actual. There we cannot eliminate the friction, so actual machines will have 100% efficiency. But whereas mechanical efficiency, as there is no friction, so this lesser value is because of, that is, output value is less than the input value, because of this one is friction. Okay, so input 2 is equal to output 2 plus friction. So this is, you are going to lose, that is why this is this. So output is equal to input 2 minus frictional, that is. Okay, so that is clear to you, right? Now what is meant by ideal machine? If a machine has no friction, it will have no power loss or no energy loss, so it will have 100% efficiency. Okay, so both input and output are equal. So in this case, mechanical, that is input of the machine is equal to output of the machine. So input is equal to output because the frictional force is 0, where in ideal machine. Okay, so in ideal machine this is 0, so input is equal to output, so you are getting 100% efficiency. Okay, that is okay. For solving the problems, you need to have another formula. What is that efficiency? Efficiency is equal to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio. If you wanted to tell the people as percentage, you have to multiply that. So if it is 100% means in number it is 1. So MA is equal to VR. Okay, for ideal machine, what is mechanical advantage? Is equal to velocity ratio, but in actual mechanical advantage is lesser than velocity ratio. Okay, now, so therefore the output of the machine will be equal to input of the machine. So mechanical advantage is equal to velocity ratio. This is applicable for ideal machine. So ideal machine means no friction, but in actual machine it is highly impossible to eliminate the friction. Okay, now reversible and irreversible engine. So what is a reversible engine? Suppose if you lift the load by a machine, I think, so if you lift this load to this by any means, okay, so that by machine. So if it stays there, even if you remove the effort, okay, unless there is a removal of the effort, we cannot say. Okay, so if it is to be lifted up, you have to apply the effort. Okay, if you remove that effort, if the body comes down, then it is called reversible. It stays there only, it is irreversible. Okay, if you wanted to lift the car by a screw jack, by rotating or by applying the torque, the car will be lifted. After removal of your effort, the car should stay there only. If that is to stay there, that we call it as irreversible. So irreversible means even if you wanted to bring it down, you have to apply the effort. In reversible, you have to apply the load to move up, and whenever you remove the load, it will come down. Okay, so that I am going to discuss. This is done. It is called as self-locking machine also. It is non-self-locking machine. So for lifting a vehicle, I think we have to have a irreversible, that is called self-locking machine. Okay. So the effort is applied in the machine to lift the load. Suppose the load has been lifted by a distance x. If the effort is removed, the load starts falling down. The machine is said to be reversible. This is somewhat dangerous for us. And if the load stays there, even if the effort is removed, the machine is said to be irreversible, also called as self-locking. In the irreversible cases, the efficiency is always less than 50%. So if the efficiency is greater than 50, then we can say it is reversible. So for the machine to be self-locking, your efficiency must be lesser, okay, lesser than 50%. What about equal? So equal means in transition. So don't put that one. Even equal also equal to less than value only. If it is more than them, then it is irreversible. So the efficiency always must be lesser if it is to be self-locking or otherwise irreversible. Next one is, I'll solve some of the problems so that you can understand what is what. So a lifting machine can lift 1800 newtons by the application of the effort. This is effort, this is the load, and the distance moved by the effort is that is E, and the same load moves by 10 centimeters. Same time the load moves by 10, that is N. Effort is, you have to ease this 100, and the load moved this one. So what is the mechanical advantage? What is the velocity ratio? What is the efficiency? Okay. Now next, the load lifted is W, the effort applied is P, the distance moved by the effort is 100 centimeters, that is E, and the load moved, that is distance moved by the load is N. So as per mechanical advantage is equal to load lifted by effort applied, so that is W by P, and it is 1800, that is I have changed this is 200. Okay, so it's 200, so this is 9. Okay, now velocity ratio is equal to distance moved by the effort E 100, distance moved by the load is 10, so it is velocity ratio. Okay, now mechanically, that is efficiency of the machine is equal to mechanical advantage by velocity ratio, so this is 90%. So what is that? Is this a reversible machine or irreversible machine? It is a reversible. You got my point? So it should not be reaches the see, mechanical advantage, velocity are nearby. So if it is to be that, so if it is 9 by 20 like, then you will be. So efficiency should not be more than 100. Okay. Now law of machine. So every machine has to follow this law, like Newton's law, like that. This is also one law. And as you know, this is like y-axis and this is x-axis. Okay, so the equation of the straight line passing through origin is, you know that y is equal to mx, where x is equal to, m is equal to y by x. So y is p, so the change in that is p, that is w. And the equation passing through origin is y is equal to mx, and the equation having an intercept c on the positive axis, it is y is equal to mx plus c. Okay, even if it cuts like this one, it is y is equal to mx minus c, but this is not applied for this law of machine. Okay, so the same law, y is equal to mx plus c, is applied to this law of machine. So the law of machine, it becomes, the law of the machine is obtained by drawing a graph between the effort, this is called effort, and corresponding load lifted by the machine. So now the equation is this. So this y-axis, this is m, this is x, this is c. So it is positive intercept. This is the slope of the equation, you know, as per the straight lines. So the actual machine will have to have this part, and in the ideal machine, so this. Why? Because actual and ideal, so there is a frictional or otherwise friction. Okay, so the ideal friction is 0, in actual friction is there. So that concept gives us this C. So the law of machine is equal to effort is equal to slope of that equation load plus C. So sometimes you will be asked to solve the simultaneous equations. Okay, let us understand what is law of machine. So every machine has to follow this one, and it is your duty to make this equation or to obtain this equation. So where m is the slope of the equation and c is the intercept of the line on y-axis, and these c are m and c are constants. Okay, now so this p is equal to mw plus c can be rearranged like this one. If I divide with P, okay, so you divide the equation by P, we get this. So P by P is 1. So this is W by P and this is Cp by P, and which in turns, if I bring that to other side, so M into W by P. So this is mechanical advantage. Okay, now mechanical advantage W by P is equal to 1 by M C minus. So if you understand this, mechanical advantage is equal to 1 by M. I wanted to explain those who wanted to have more knowledge. Okay, so this is a mathematical expression, and if this becomes 0, this will have 1 by M. Okay, that is okay. So that is the maximum value of this one. Okay, next, what is this C and this? If P increases, I will show like this one. If P increases, what would happen? This becomes lesser and less. Okay, if effort is increases, okay, so this part will becomes lesser and it will reach the suppose equivalent to 0. So that will have the maximum mechanical advantage if this is equal to 1. So that is 1 minus Cpy is equal to 1, Cpy is equal to 0, then C is equal to 0. You understand? So the maximum mechanical advantage you are going to get is 1 by M. Okay, so that is mathematically I have explained. So to have this mechanical advantage maximum, so this constant must be is equal to 1. Then this is the thing. Next one is, so if I get this maximum mechanical advantage, I am going to get the maximum mechanical advantage. So what is the maximum efficiency of the machine? Is maximum mechanical advantage by previous velocity ratio. So velocity ratio must be known to you. So there are some formulas you can find out this one. So the actual machine, this is the maximum efficiency that the machine will have. So the maximum efficiency, if it is C is equal to 100, so C is equal to 0. C is equal to 0, what would happen? This actual machine will coincide with the ideal machine. So the C is equal to 0, then this maximum advantage you are going to get. So that is more or less equivalent to ideal machine efficiency. Or otherwise it reaches the ideal efficiency. Okay. Now, I'll solve friction force in lifting machine. So far that is being discussed. What is that being discussed? Friction force. So what is the friction force in lifting machine? So the effort required to lift the load W is P, that we know. So in ideal lifting machine, mechanical advantage is equal to velocity ratio. You know that. Okay. So ideal machine means N is equal to 1 or otherwise 100%. So in that case, mechanical advantage by velocity ratio is equal to 1, right? That is equal to N is equal, U is equal to 1, and that is proved. Now, so the ideal load by mechanical advantage, no. So this I have taken mechanical advantage is equal to load by effort. Load by effort. That is equal to velocity ratio. Now, velocity ideal load is equal to, so this is the formula. Load effort, that is effort applied, and velocity ratio. So this is ideal load. What is the actual load? You know that one. So this is the actual load. So ideal minus actual, you are going to get loose. Okay. So that is the frictional force, or otherwise frictional load. Ideal load lifted and actual load lifted. Ideal load is equal to PVR. Okay. PVR is equal to W. This is ideal load, that is ideal load, actual load. So ideal load, actual load, that is frictional load. So this you are going to lose. If it is 0, ideal becomes and actual. Okay, that is proved. So effort lost in friction. Okay, that is the load. The same thing. What is I am going to discuss is, suppose there is W that is to be lifted. Because of the friction, your effort is more. If you take this side, say this one, P into VR is equal to friction plus W. So you understand? So you have to apply more. You understand? So what is the ideal? What is the actual? So ideal is somewhat, but actual is W. And instead of actual one, you are applying more. That means for calculation, more effort has to be applied. So what is the effort lost? If you applied the suppose 100 newtons, the same is not going to apply because of the friction. Actually you are applying the 100, but because of the friction, you are maybe your effort may be is 90. Then there is a loss of 10 newtons. In weight, suppose if it is 100, there is a loss, that is 110. So load to be lifted is more, your effort is lost, your weight is increased. Here effort reduces because of the friction, here weight increases because of the friction. So these two equations are somewhat cumbersome and difficult, but you have to write several times to get accustomed to this equation. So in this case, what I have to use, the same thing I have applied. This is also, so the frictional force is equal to actual minus this one. So this is your actual, and that means P actual effort applied is this is W by V. You understand? So this is a mechanical advantage that I have taken. So this, you understand, actual is more. Okay, actual is more because of this friction. That means you have to apply more effort. So this all about called fundamentals in simple machines, so called lifting machines. I'll solve one more problem, that is to make you understand this subject well. For a lifting machine, 15 newtons effort is required to raise a load of W with an efficiency. So for this, at this stage, the efficiency is this, and 25 effort is required to a load of 13. So he is conducting to find out the law of motion. So he has applied the 15 to raise this one. So to raise this one, he has applied 25 newtons. So determine the law of motion and what will be the effort required to raise. Okay, first you have to find out the law of motion. Then from that law of motion, you have to find out the other things. Okay, so for the so in the first case, I have taken this is 15 newtons as effort, and the load I have raised is 70. If I apply this one, the load will be this one. So there are two things. So for that one, law of motion is P is equal to mW plus C. So you have to substitute the first case and second case. From that you have to find out M and C. So PW is there. Okay, right? So this is P is equal to 15 and W1. This is P1, this is W1. M is there. And in the second case it is there. So if I subtract or solve these two equations given, so minus, so I am going to get it is minus 10, it is minus 600, so this gets cancelled because it is minus. Okay, m is equal to 10 by 600. So some people will change these things. I have seen so many answers. So m is equal to 1 by 60. So the basic rule is it is always less than 1. Okay, it is always less than 1. Okay, right. Next, c is equal to, on substituting these values in one of the equation, you excuse me. So you are going to get this c value, and the law of machine is P is equal to m into 1 by 60 into w plus 10 by 3. So you can also convert into decimal form. Nothing wrong. Okay. Now, so based on this law equation, so I have to find out, and for this one I have to find out what is the velocity ratio. Okay. So that I will do. So for load, if I wanted to, using this equation, I can know what is the effort to be applied. Okay, so when the load is 1000 newtons, the P is comes about 19.99 newtons. Okay, so it is in between 15-25. It is almost all 20. So maximum mechanical advantage is equal to 1 by m, that I already discussed in the previous slides. So 1 by m is equal to 1 by 60. So 1 by m is equal to 60. So the 15 newtons effort is required to raise the load of, in this case efficiency is equal to 60. From this you have to get the VR value, that is velocity ratio. N is equal to mechanical advantage. This is the load 700 by 15 by velocity ratio. Okay, so then velocity ratio is equal to 700 by 50. Sorry, it is 15, not 15. It is 15, and so you are getting the same value. So that I have solved this one. So the mechanical advantage is 46.67. Okay, so according to this, mechanical advantage is this, but efficiency is 60%. So it is 0.7. So from the data given in the first case, the velocity ratio is say. The velocity ratio is say for this load. What is the mechanical advantage? Okay, so what is the mechanical advantage? So this is this one. So I have solved this only mechanical maximum mechanical advantage is 1 by m only, and the maximum efficiency is like this. So you are going to get this is this. So initially it is 60 and the maximum is 77. Even if it is 60 means it is a reversible engine. It is not a irreversible engine. So please go through this again and take the notes of this one, and this is helpful for BTech and also as well as Polytechnic students. Thank you for watching this video.